Mada, pride, conceit, intoxication, exhilaration, dementia. Mada, Madana, love of God. Madhumati, Madhumati, a state of knowledge attained by yogins through concentration. Madhura, sweet, honey-like, one of the emotions. Bhava, represented the relationship of God toward God of the devotee. Madhvacharya, Hindu philosopher and religious teacher, founder of exponent of Advaita Vedanta. He was a worshipper of Vishnu. Madhya, central, middle, the central pure eye consciousness. The Sushumna Nadi, also called Madhya Dhamma, the central abode of the awakened Kundalini. According to Jainism, it is the earth region. Madhya, central, middle. Madhyama, middle standpoint, middling. A nadi, intermediary voice. Sound in its subtle form as it exists in the mind psyche before its gross manifestation. Generally, 4 stages of sound are distinguished. Supreme sound, para, visible sound which can be heard as om pasyanti, middle sound which refers to a variety of basic sounds, matarka, that are very subtle, madhyama, and manifest sound, vaikara, which is the grossest level of sound and is what is heard in ordinary speech. Madhyamaka, middle doctrine. Madhya Parimana, the size of the individual soul in Jainism, middling size. According to Jainism, an individual occupies the whole of the body in which it dwells, shrinking or growing accordingly as the size of the body alters. Thus, unlike other systems which hold individual to be either atomic or all-pervasive, Jainism holds the individual to being of middling size. Madhyama Pratipad, the Eightfold Path, which serves as the central foundation of Buddhist ethics. It may be cryptically expressed as faith, Shraddha, insight, Darsana, and contemplation, Bhavana. Madhyama Pratipad, the middle path. Madhyamika, a school of Mahayana Buddhism which holds that all is void, empty, sunya. It takes its name intermediate, the middle way, from that fact that it sought a middle position between realism and idealism. Followers of the Madhyamika school of Buddhism, which teaches that reality lies in the middle, Madhyama, and not in any of the extremes. According to them, the world is unreal or void, sunya, and all mental and non-mental phenomena are illusory. They are also called nihilists or sunyavadins. This school owes its foundation to Nagarjuna. Its name is derived from the middle way taught by the Buddha. Nagarjuna rejected the alternative standpoints of is and their conjunction and disjunction. It is also known as Sunyavada because voidness is ultimate reality. This school excludes all conceivable predicates to reality, whether they be of existence, of non-existence, of neither existence nor non-existence, or of both existence and non-existence. Starting from the Buddha's silence over metaphysical questions, Nagarjuna demonstrated that every possible speculative standpoint is guilty of self-contradiction. The school holds that all is void, without essence, since all phenomena are embedded in the one absolute emptiness, which itself is without essence. It follows that the world of phenomena and absolute emptiness are identical, and since nothing can be said about this emptiness without self-contradiction, the realization of this fact constitutes a liberation. Madhyamika, also known as Sunyavada, Madhyamika. All is empty, all is the void, Sunya, Madhyamika, Madhyasta, one who is impartial. Madhyasta, Maha, great, mighty, powerful, lofty, noble. Mahabhyakasa, Mahabhyakasa, unlimited external ether. Mahabhyakasa, Mahabharata, the great epic of the Bharatas, the epic poem compiled by the sage Vyasa, which recounts the struggle between the Kauravas and the Pandava brothers over a disputed kingdom. As its vast narrative unfolds, a treasure house of Indian secular and religious lore is revealed. The Bhagavad Gita occurs in the latter portion of the Mahabharata, one of two Hindu epics. See Ramayana. It consists of 220,000 lines, divided into 12 books. It is the longest poem in the world, containing legendary and philosophical material, worked into and around a central heroic narrative, which portrays the struggles between two Bharata families, the evil Kurus and the virtuous Pandavas. Written by Vyasa, it contains the Bhagavad Gita and is sometimes called the fifth Veda. Mahabharata, the great epic of the Bharatas. Mahabharata. Mahabhuta, the five great elements. They are ether, akasa, which emerges from sound, sabda; air, vayu, which emerges from touch, barsa; fire, tejas, which emerges from color, rupa; water, ap, which emerges from taste, rasa; and earth, prithvi, which emerges from smell, gandha. These five gross elements emerge from subtle essences of the elements, tanmatras. Mahadeva, Mahadeva, great God, a name for Lord Shiva. Mahadeva. Maha, heaven, the world of vastness. Maha, heaven, the world of vastness. Mahakala, undivided time. Mahakala. Mahakalika Vishesanata. Mahakalika Vishesanata. Relation of temporal attributiveness. Mahakalika Vishesanata. Mahalinga, a worship form of the formless Siva. See Siva Stala. Mahamaya, great illusion, divine power operating as identified with the Supreme Lord, a name of Shakti, the goddess. Mahan, the great one, supreme, name for Lord Vishnu or Lord Shiva. Mahan, an ancient Vedic name for the Supreme, that one which is impossible to adequately praise, that alone which is truly great. Mahapralaya, final cosmic dissolution, the end of a world age or manvantara, the end of a cosmic age or kalpa, is usually used to designate the dissolution of a cosmic age. The Great Flood, it is also the great destruction of the universe, when God reabsorbs all names and forms into his being. Maharshi, great sage. Mahasamadhi, the great union, samadhi, a realized yogi's conscious departure from the physical body at death. Mahasamanya, grand generality, the summum genus. Mahasangika, the great community. As the second council, the Buddhist community split into two groups, the Theravadins and the Mahasangikas. The Buddhists at the second council, Mahasangika, the great community. Mahasangika. At the second council, the Buddhist community split into two groups, the Theravadins and the Mahasangikas. You got Theravadins, then you got Mahasangikas. The later were more liberal and wanted a more esoteric interpretation of the doctrine. Eventually, they led to the formation of the Mahayana school. Mahasunya, the great emptiness or void. The state of the formless absolute, which is empty in the sense that it is without manifest creation. It is not a state of non-existence because it has the nature of being, consciousness, and bliss. Mahasunya, the great emptiness or void. Mahat, the great intellect. Mahat, the first evolute of primordial nature, Prakriti. It is the cosmic aspect of the intellect, and along with the intellect, ego, and mind, it is the cause of the entire creation. It is also called Buddhi, which is the psychological aspect of the intellect in individuals. It is both eternal and non-eternal. Its special function is determination. From it evolves egoity, ahankara. Mahatala, hell, great plain or region. Mahatala, Mahatala. So maybe sounds like Patala, right? Mahatala, hell, great plain or region. The nether pole of Buvard Loka is a region of darkness. See Tala and Loka. Tala and Loka. Tala, Tala, Mahatala, Patala, Mahatala. Nether pole of Buvard Loka. That's always a good word, nether. Buvard Loka. Mahatma, Mahatma, great self, great soul. From Maha equals great, Atman, self. A title to live respect and honor given to the noblest of people. Mahatmya Jnana. Mahatma Jnana, knowledge of God's greatness, according to Advaita Vedanta, it is one of the steps leading to liberation. Here, the individual turns toward God, begins to study scriptures. Mahadva, largeness, medium dimension. Mahavakya, great sayings. They are great sayings of the Upanishads. Traditionally, they are four in number. Prajnanam Brahma, which occurs in the Attareya Upanishad of the Rig Veda. Ayam Atma Brahma, which occurs in the Chandogya Upanishad of the Samaveda. And Aham Brahmasmi, which occurs in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad of the Yajurveda. Advaita Vedanta says that the Mahavakyas posit the essential identity between the individual and the absolute. Some Advaitins say that this knowledge by itself can cause direct understanding, while others hold that it is only by meditating on the meaning of the Mahavakya and not the mere hearing that cognition occurs. Visis-Advaita Vedanta also says that the Mahavakya's import is to affirm the identity of the individual with Brahma. However, unlike Advaita Vedanta, the unity means that individual souls are eternal with God and not external to God. The souls in the world are real and distinct, but they are included as parts within the one absolute. Distinction is not denied, but at the same time, the organic unity of the whole is affirmed. Mahavakya, great saying. Mahavrata, great vow. According to Jainism, there are 5 vows which are meant for asceticism. They pave the way for the liberation of the individual from the bondage of actions, karma. They include non-killing, ahimsa, truthfulness, satya, non-stealing, asteya, celibacy, brahmacharya, and non-possession, aparigraha. Compare with yama. Mahavrata, great vow. According to Jainism, this is a good one. Okay. Jainism. There are 5 vows which are meant for asceticism. They pave the way for the liberation of the individual from the bondage of actions. They include non-killing, ahimsa, truthfulness, satya, non-stealing, asteya, celibacy, brahmacharya. I don't know about that one. Celibacy, brahmacharya, and non-possession, aparigraha. Compare with yama. Mahayana, great vehicle, higher vehicle, the school of Buddhism, which stresses universal enlightenment. Its 2 main branches are the Madhyamika and the Yogacara. They are both idealistic schools, unlike the Hinayana Theravada, which is atheistic and conceived the Buddha as a human being. The Mahayana gradually came to deify him and even developed ways to worship him as a means to liberation. Maheshvara, great God, transcendent Lord, a name of Lord Siva, a stage of consciousness in Virasaivism. Sistala, Mahima, extensive magnitude, miracle, magnification. One of the 8 supernormal powers. Siddhi, Maitri, friendliness, friendship, love, one of the inherent principles cultivated and protected by all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, recognized as a virtue in yoga. Maitri, Mala, taint, the impurity of ignorance, defilement, limitation that hampers the freedoms of consciousness. Defilement covering the self is of 3 kinds, according to Saivism: Anava, Maya, and Karma. They bind the individual soul and limit its inherent qualities. They are the cause of the individual's transmigration from birth to death and death to birth. Pasa means rope, and these three, Anava, Maya, and Karma, are said to be its three strands. Anava is the Mula Mala. Mula Mala. Mula is the root, Mala is impurity, the root of impurity, right? And the main constraint of the individual. Karma follows the individual through births and deaths. Maya is the material source for the body, instruments, world, and objects of enjoyment, illusion. Anava is Pratibandha, Karma is Anubandha, Maya is Sambandha. Siva Dvaita also speaks of the three impurities that envelope the individual soul. Kashmir Saivism says that the individual soul is covered with three impurities, Anava, Karma, and Maya Malas. Anava is the innate impurity of ignorance, and the root cause of bondage. It is beginningless, but can be destroyed. Karma Mala is a result of Anava. Maya Mala is caused by Karma Mala and is the impurity of transmigratory existence. Transmigratory existence. Migratory existence. Sipasa. Mala, taints. Sanskrit for impure, impurity. Okay. Spanish for bad, right? Mala. Okay. Mala, garland, rosary, chain, a string of beads used like a rosary to facilitate a state of concentration on a mantra. Mala Partipaka, Mala Partipaka, maturation of an impurity. The individual's attainment at a stage wherein the three impurities are rendered powerless and ripe for removal. Mana, vanity, pride, idea, concept, honor. One of the four passions, Kasaya, according to Jainism. One of the afflictions, Klesha, according to Buddhism. See Pramana. Mana, vanity, pride, idea, concept, honor. One of the four passions, Kasaya. One of the afflictions, Klesha. Mana, mind, one of the aspects of the internal organ from the verb root man to think. Mind emerges from the pure sattva aspect of egoity, ahankara. Mind stimulates the other senses to attend to their respective objects. Thus, it is an organ of cognition and of action. It is the doorkeeper to the senses. Its specific function is to explicate, according to Nyaya Vishasika. It is atomic and eternal. It is an instrument of knowing and is inert as any other sense. Its cooperation is necessary for all knowledge. It exercises a double function. It helps itself to acquire knowledge, and it narrows its field to a single object or group of objects. Association with the mind is the basic cause of bondage. According to Jainism, it is not a sense organ, but the organ of cognition of all objects, of all the senses. It is of two types: physical mind, bhava, which performs the mental functions of proper, and material mind, dravya, which is subtle matter compounded into the physical mind. According to Advaita Vedanta and Sankhya, the mind is considered as one of the sense organs, Indraya. According to Mimamsa, different cognitions are explained by a type of atom called manas. The mind alone brings about cognitions, aversions, efforts, etc., but by itself is devoid of any qualities such as color, smell, etc. Thus, it needs the aid of the other organs to cognize these qualities. Antakarana, paryaya, telepathy, thought reading. According to Jainism, it is one of the five types of knowledge. It is possible for saints only, as it is refined. It is a refined and subtle type of knowledge. It stands for the individual's capacity to directly apprehend the modes of other minds. It is a type of otherworldly vikala knowledge. It's a type of otherworldly vikala knowledge. Telepathy, thought reading. Okay, mana paryaya. Telepathy, thought reading. It is one of the five types of knowledge, according to Jainism. It's possible for saints only, as it is a refined and subtle type of knowledge. It stands for the individual's capacity to directly apprehend the modes of other minds. It is a type of otherworldly knowledge, which is Sanskrit for vikala. It is of two kinds: limited telepathy, ruju mati, and extended telepathy, vipula mati, which varies only in degree. Mana Shuddhi, purity of the mind. According to Jainism, when the passions kasaya are removed, there is purity of the mind. manana, reflection, consideration. According to Advaita Vedanta, it removes the doubt of an aspirant regarding the nature of the object pramaya to be contemplated. The absolute Brahman, reflection, is to be employed so as to get intellectual conviction of the truth. It is the constant thinking of the absolute Brahman. According to Advaita Vedanta, the path of knowledge consists of 3 steps: study, sravana, reflection, manana, contemplation, nididhyasana. Sanskrit for contemplation, nididhyasana. Reflection is discovering how and why the teachings are true. The truth has been discovered by study, but now any doubts, asambhavana, are to be removed so that what has been received on trust can be made one's own. This reveals the unique feature of Advaita, which posits and recognizes the value of analytical reflection. Simokya antaranga sadhana, manasa pratyaksa. Manasa pratyaksa, mental perception. Manasika, mental action. Mandala, circle, magic circle, the special domain of any particular divinity. Section of the Rig Veda. Mandapa, tent, covered hall. Mandira, temple, palace, dwelling. From the verb root mand, to abide. Mandukya Upanishad, Mandukyopanishad, Panishad, frog, a frog. This Upanishad is said to contain, in just 12 verses, the gist of all other Upanishads. Belongs to the Atharva Veda. It consists of only 12 verses and is thus the shortest of Upanishads. Brahman, the Absolute, is identified with the sound Om. An entire universe is represented as a manifestation of this Om. The sound Om consists of 3 parts, A, U, and M, which are identified with Vaisvanara, Tejasa, and Prajna. Unlike the other Upanishads, one does not relate any anecdotes, imaginary dialogues, or stories to illustrate its teachings. Also, unlike the other Upanishads, it is silent about rituals and worship, plunges out at once into a discussion of Atman and Brahman. Mangala, auspicious. Mani, jewel. Manitva, pride. Manogupti, equanimity of the mind. According to Jainism, it is one of the external rules of conduct. See Charitra. It enables one to remove all false thoughts, to remain satisfied with oneself, and to hold all people to be the same. Manogupti, equanimity of the mind. Manohara, mind, ravisher, enchanter, stealer, the one who captivates one's mind. A name of Lord Vishnu is Vishnu Sahasranama. The name of Lord Vishnu is Vishnu Sahasranama, a name for Lord Krishna as the flute player who captivates one's mind, the Lord who is infinite bliss. Manohara, mind, the ravisher, enchanter, the one who captivates one's mind. Manojajna, According to Jainism, the mind can function without the help of the sense organs. Mano Maya Kosha, the sheath of the mind, the mental sheath. It is part of the subtle sheath, Sukshma Sarira, which, with its patterns of desires, motives, which form the complex called mind. It is the 3rd sheath of the body composed of thought, Sikosha. Manovargana, peculiar material molecules. According to Jainism, the material mind is made of subtle particles of matter. Manovijnana, ego consciousness. Mental perception, the type of perception which refers to sensual knowledge in the form of parallel concepts formed after the acquisition of knowledge through the senses. This knowledge is a mental modification born of both the object and consciousness. According to Buddhism, the Manovijnana possesses actual discrimination as to present, past and future, as well as reminiscent discrimination, referring only to the past. It is the ignorant mind which clings to the conception of I not, and not I. Mano yoga, mano vijnana is ego consciousness or mental perception. Mano yoga, the sensation of material karma, particles due to mind. According to Jainism, it is a type of influx of karmic matter, asrava, before the karma particles enter the individual soul. The latter feels a sort of sensation which is due to either the mind, the body, or speech. Mantavya, what should be reflected upon, mantra, a sacred word or phrase of spiritual significance and power, as in hymns, that which saves the one who reflects from the verb root man to think, form of sound, along with the brahmanas. As hymns, they constitute the ritual section of the Veda. Karma Kanda, they are classified according to their mitras. Gayatri has 24 syllables with 9 subdivisions. Usnik has 28 syllables with 7 subdivisions. Prakriti has 4 syllables with 8 subdivisions. Brahati has 36 syllables with 9 subdivisions. Tristap has 44 syllables with 10 subdivisions. Jagati has 48 syllables with 3 subdivisions. Ajigati has 52 syllables. Sagvari has 56 syllables. Ati Sagvari has 60 syllables. Asti has 64 syllables. Dirti has 72 syllables. And Ati Dirti has 76 syllables. The mantras are preserved chiefly in the Rik and Atharva Samhitas. According to Sakta philosophy, a mantra is so called because it saves one who meditates on its significance. Each mantra has a deity, devata. For instance, the mantra of Kali is Krim, of Maya is Hrim, etc. Mantras are of 2 classes, Kantika, or those given expression to by the voice, and Ajapa, or those non-uttered mantras, which are not spoken but repeated internally. Mantra Dastara. Mantra Drastara. Series of the Vedic hymns intuiting the Vedic truths. Mantra Mahasvara, one of the 7 stages of the individual soul in Kashmir Saivism. Subjects who experience the I am this level of consciousness of Sadasiva Tattva, Sisabha Pramatra, Mantra Verdya, the perfect eye consciousness, which is the fountainhead of all powers or potencies. Fountainhead of all the powers or potencies behind the mantra. Siva consciousness, the experience of Pardavak, sound in its seed form. Mantra yoga, the yoga of the divine word, the science of sound, the path of union through mantra yoga, is based on repetition of sacred mantra and contemplating its meaning. Manu, Ancestor Humanity, one of the law books, lawgiver of the Indian tradition. Manu, Ancestor Humanity, Manu. Manusya, human being. Manusya, human being, a Manusya. Manvantara, epoch. An epoch, a Manvantara, one of the 5 topics which a Purana should deal with. In the age of Manu, within a cosmic age, Kalpa, there are 14 Manvantaras. Marana, death, from the verb root mr, mur, to die. Sipratiyasamutpada. Mardava, gentleness, kindness, from the verb root mur, to treat kindly, gently. Marga, way, path, street, from the verb root marg, to seek, to strive. From the verb merge, to pursue, merge, or search for. According to Seva Siddhanta, therefore, paths, the way of the servant, Dasha Marga, with Charya as the means and Salokya as the goal. The way of the son, Putra Marga, with Kraya as the means and Samipya as the goal. the way of the friend, Saka Marga with yoga as the means and Sarupya as the goal, and beyond a path, Samarga with jnana as the means and Sayujya as the goal. These four paths are supposed to attune the body, the sense organs, and the mind to worship and union. Masa, month, Sikala, Mata, thought, view, opinion, faith, religion, doctrine, tradition, conviction. Mata, that's Mata. Mata, monastery, school of learning. Mati, perceptual knowledge. Mind, thought, conviction. According to Jainism, it is a type of direct, practical knowledge. It is perceptual, being caused by the senses and or the mind. It occurs in the following order: cognition of sense data, avagraha, speculation, ikha, perceptual judgment, avaya, and then retention, dharana. Matra, mode, measure, prosodial instant. The Omkara is composed of three modes. Om and a fourth, Amatra, silence, Tardaya, see Avasta, Traya Vichara. It is the length of the time required for pronouncing a short vowel. Matrika, letter of sound syllable, which is the base of all words and hence of all knowledge, little mothers. Matrika. The mother goddess of Sakti. Matrika. In the form of sound, which generates the universe, the inherent power of letters and words. Because it is the source of words, Matrika is said to be the source of the ignorance, which comes about mainly through the ideas produced by words. Matsara, jealous, selfish. Matsarya, envy, jealousy. Matsya, fish, the first incarnation of Vishnu, see Avatara. Mauna, silence. Mauni, one who silently meditates on the self. Mauna, Matsarya. Mauni, Maya, the principle of appearance, illusion, marvelous power of creation, magical power, mystery, God's power from the verb root ma, to measure, to limit, give form, that which measures, the force which shows the unreal as real and presents that which is temporary and short-lived as eternal and everlasting, the force that conceals our divinity. In Advaita Vedanta of Sankaracharya, it is described as the beginningless cause which brings about the illusion of the world, an indescribable power of the absolute Brahman, which is neither real nor totally unreal. The principle which shows the attributeless absolute as having attributes. According to Advaita Vedanta, it is the indeterminable principle which brings about the illusory manifestation of the universe. It is the principle of illusion. It is a key concept of Advaita Vedanta. See Avidya/Maya. It is not untimely real, nor can it function without Brahman, Atman, as its locus. It is a device by which the Advaitin explains how the one reality appears as many. It is the power which brings about error and has significance only at the empirical or relative level. It has six facets. It is beginningless, Amadi. It is terminated by right knowledge, Jnana Nivartya. It veils and projects Avarana and Viksepa. It is indefinable, Anarvachanaya. It is of the nature of a positive existence, Bhavarupa, and it is located either in individual Jiva or in absolute Brahman. Sankara used the term Maya as interchangeable with Avidya. Maya means illusion, Vidya is knowledge, Avidya is ignorance. According to Advaita Vedanta, it is God's mysterious power. According to Visishadvaita Vedanta, it is the mysterious power of God. See Sattva Vida Anupapati for Ramanuja's major objections to the Advaita Vedanta concept of avidya/maya. According to Seva Siddhanta, it is the material cause of the world. It is non-conscious. It is twofold as pure, Suddha, and impure, Asuddha. It is both a bond, pasha, of the individual soul and that which provides individual souls with the means, location, and objects of enjoyment. It requires the guidance to see with the function Though Siva does not directly operate on Maya, but only through his Chit Sakti. According to Virasaivism, it is the name of Sakti or Mula Prakriti. Mula means root, Chit is consciousness, right? Mula means root, Prakriti is nature. Sakti is kind of like a female energy. Okay, it evolves into the phenomenal universe. It is the name of Sakti or Mula Prakriti. It has a feminine almost energy, a yin energy. Okay, a Sophia maybe. It evolves into the phenomenal universe. Right, may be related to this noumenon. We got phenomenal universe full of all these different forms of phenomenon or phenomena, right? But then you have the noumenon, which is the quintessence. Okay, the Mula Prakriti. It's a female divinity, actually. Like Sakti would be like Sophia. According to Kashmir Saivism, it is a power of obscuration. Its purpose is to limit the experience as regards both the experiencer and what is experienced. It is a restricted mula, which is the impurity of transmigratory existence. It is real and creation of the Lord. It is divided into Suddha and Asuddha Maya. Synonym for Prakriti, Avyakta, Pradana, Avidya, Ajnana, Avyakarta, Mayadvan. Mayadvan, impure way, the impure creation, the latter 31 categories of Kashmir Saivism. Maya Sakti, the power of Siva, the Sakti of Siva, who creates differentiation in the mind of the balanced soul and gives rise to Maya Tattva, the limiting power of the infinite, also called Mahamaya. Maya Tattva, the principle of power, the principle that throws a veil over pure consciousness, material cause of physical manifestation, source of the five kanchukas or limitations. See Maya Sakti, Maya Mala. Wait a second. Kamala. Huh? That's Kamala. But it says Maya Mala. Kamala. The impurity of transmigratory existence. The limitation caused by Maya, which gives rise to the individual soul, its gross and subtle bodies, and brings about a sense of differentiation. Mega, cloud. The feeling that one need not hurry towards salvation as it will come in its own time. See Tusti. Mega nada, the sound of the clouds, the roar of the clouds, the highest form of divine inner music, the sound of inner thunder, followed by a shower of divine nectar flowing from the Sahasrara. Mela, fair, large, religious gathering. Meru, mountain, the mythological Olympus, the fabulous mountain which is said to be in the center of Jambudvipa, which is brilliant and taintless, and supports heaven itself. The golden-colored peak of Himavan and the seat of Lord Siva. It is also known as Sumeru on its situated Svarga, the heaven of Indra, the name of the central bead on the rosary, Mamamsa. Inquiry, investigation, debate, discussion. It is short of Purva Mimamsa, one of the six schools of philosophy, Saddarsana. Mimamsa. It is one of the six orthodox Astika schools, and it is primarily investigates the Vedic rites and their uses. Sanskrit for orthodox is Astika. Okay, we'd rather esoteric, right? We'd rather unorthodox, right? Its main objective is to establish the authority of the Veda. Jaimini is the founder and author of the Mimamsa. Sutra, which is foundational work of the school and the longest of the sutra works, aphorisms. Through South Shatori Veda. Jaimini is the founder and author of the Vimamsa Sutra, which is the foundational work of the school and the longest of the sutra works. The aphorisms commented on by Sabarasvamin gave rise to the two main schools of interpretation, Prabhakaras and Kumarila Bhattas. Memamsaka, a follower of the Parvamamsa school of Jaimini. Mishra, Srishti, Mishra, pure and impure creation, Suda, Maya, Mishra Sattva, matter in which all three qualities, guna, exists. Mithya, not real, neither real nor unreal, illusory, false, untrue, incorrect, from the verb root myth, to dispute, angrily / altercate. According to Advaita Vedanta, it has a special status as it is not the real sat, for it is sublatable, and is not the real asat, because it is perceived, unlike a barren woman's son or a square circle. See Brahma / Maya / Avidya. Mithya Drashti, wrong views, false vision. Mithya Jnana, Mithya, not real, neither real nor unreal, illusory, false, untrue, incorrect. Myth, to dispute, angrily, to altercate. Mithya Jnana, false knowledge, false cognition, right? Mithya Jnana Vasana. Vasana might be impression. Vasana. Mithya Jnana Vasana. Mithyatva, that's an impression of false knowledge. Mithya Jnana Vasana. Mithyatva, delusion. Mithyopadi, false limitation. Mithyopadi, false limitation. Mitra, friend, companion, associate, Vedic out of harmony. Mlecha, foreigner, an alien, barbarian, someone who does not belong to Hindu culture. Mlecha, mocha, infatuation, delusion, from the verb root muh, to delude, the power to delude, a power of illusion. Maya, one of the afflictions. Klesha, according to Buddhism, one of the 5 types of false knowledge. Viparyaya, according to Sankhya. Mahabhola, rooted delusion. Mochanaya, delusion, producing karma. According to Jainism, they are a type of obscuring karma. Gati, there are karmas which obscure the right attitude of the individual toward right faith and right conduct. The individual is so infatuated that does not know right from wrong. See karma and gati. Moksha, liberation, spiritual freedom, release, the final goal of human life, from the verb root moks, to liberate. There are 2 views in the Upanishads toward liberation. Some say it is attainable in this very life, and others say that it is attainable only after death. See Jivan Mukta. Mimamsa says that it is achieved through action, karma, and Vedic rites alone. It is a release from action, both in the sense of action and in the sense of the fruits of one's actions. Advaita Vedanta says that knowledge, jnana, is the ultimate means to release. Truly speaking, release is the eternal nature of the self, Atman, and manifests itself once ignorance is removed. It is not a new acquisition, but the realization of what eternally is. Advaita Vedanta says that devotion, bhakti, is the ultimate means to release. Moksha, liberation, spiritual freedom, means to release. Karma yoga and jnana yoga are aids to devotion. Bhakti yoga, liberation, is living in Vaikuntha with a non-physical body. enjoying omniscience and bliss and dwelling in the presence of God. Visissadvaita also recognizes total surrender, prabhati, as a means of release. Dvaita Vedanta says that God's grace, prasada, is the ultimate means to release, leading to ultimate release. The individual soul practices knowledge, dispassion, action, devotion, and a loving meditation of God regarding oneself as his reflection. In a state of release, the individual soul remains separate from God, though similar and independent. Its personality remains in one of the four levels of graded release from Dvaita posits. See Ananda Taratnya. Jainism says that release is the high state of isolation, in which the individual is free from all fetters of karma particles. The means to release is our right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. See Triratna. Aids in these include the Mahavratas. Buddhism says that release, Nirvana is the eradication of all craving and an overcoming of the wheel of birth and death. The means to it is the Eightfold Path. Nyaya Vaishesika says that release, apavarga, is the separation from all qualities. There is no pleasure, happiness, or pain, or any experience whatsoever in release. It is achieved by cultivating ethical virtues and obtaining an insight into the nature of the categories. Sankhya says that release, kaivalya, is aloofness from all matter. There is neither pleasure nor pain, though there is an undisturbable peace. It is achieved once the individual is able to discriminate between the spirit producer and matter prakriti. It is defined as producer prakriti viveka. Yoga says that the cultivation of the eight-limbed yoga path is the way to kaivalya, or a state of superconscious samadhi, in which the individual is left totally alone. Yoga defines it as chitta vritti nirodha. Seva Siddhanta says that the path to release consists in charya, kriya, yoga, and jnana. In release, the soul retains its individuality, it becomes similar to God, and thus releases unity and duality. The soul enjoys God's nature, though it is not identical with God. Verda Saivism says that release is the identity in essence between Siva and the individual soul in Ganga Samarasya. The individual soul is a part of Siva, though it is also different. Release is the unity, Aikya, of the individual soul with Siva, wherein the individual soul enjoys complete and unexcellable bliss. The path to release is devotion as aided by the eight aids, Astavarana. Sivadvaita says that release is freedom from bondage and an attainment of bliss. Release is attained through realization of one's own nature. Contemplation of Lord Siva is the means to release. Kashmir Saivism says that release is the recognition of an individual's identity with the ultimate reality. It is the return to one's original state of perfection and purity. It is gained by the four steps of Anavapaya, Saktapaya, Sambhavapaya, and Anupaya, culminating in the grace of the divine will. Liberation in theistic Saivism is generally said to be in heaven. Kailasa, liberation in Vaishnavism, is in Vaikuntha. Liberation in Vaishnavism is in Vaikuntha. So, Vaikuntha Loka, Vaikuntha is a term for heaven. See Purusartha, Moksha Para, Moksha Para, a seeker of liberation. According to Visissadvaita Vedanta, there are two kinds: lovers of God, Bhakta, and those who have completely resigned themselves to God, Prapana. There are of two kinds: Bhakta and Prapana. Mrityu, death. Mrityu is death. Mrityu, 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 Mrityu. Muda, blinded, elusive, stupefied, infatuated, bewildered. When there is an excess of inertia, tamas, in the mind, one becomes a victim of sleep. Mudita, joy, happiness. Mudra, gesture, hand, pose, seal, stamp. From mood to joy, pleasure, and to give, called mudra because it gives the bliss of the self, called a sealed because it seals up mudrana, the universe, into the being of transcendental consciousness. It is a hatha yoga posture and manipulation of different organs of the body as an aid in concentration. Various advanced hatha yoga techniques practiced to hold the prana within the body, forcing the kundalini to flow into the sushumna. These mudras can occur spontaneously after receiving saktipat. Symbolic gestures and movements of the hands which express inner feelings and inner states, or which convey various meanings, such as charity, knowledge, and fearlessness. Many deities, saints, and idols are pictured performing these gestures, granting their benedictions, symbolic signs made with the fingers in ritualistic worship and classical dance. Deities are said to be pleased with when mudras are used. They are also said to destroy the sins of an aspirant who uses them. Maharta, a unit of time, 30th part of a day, approximately 45 minutes, 30 kalas. Moksha, primary important main principle. Moksha antaranga sadhana. Moksha antaranga sadhana. The principle approximate aid to liberation. According to Advaita Vedanta, the main proximate aid to liberation consists in hearing, sravana, reflection, manana, meditation, nididhyasana. After a spiritual aspirant becomes qualified, see sadhana katustaya, they should hear the Upanishadic text from a qualified teacher, reflect on their truth, and contemplate upon their purport. Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. Mukyarta. Primary meaning, see Abhida or Vacharta. Mukya Vrati. Primary meaning of words. Mukta. Liberated, freed from the verb root much. Muk, much, much. To liberate. You got moksha, you got mukta. One who is liberated from bondage. Mukta Jiva, liberated individual soul, one of the three types of individual soul according to Visasadvaita Vedanta. Mukta Jiva, Mukti, liberation. Mukti, release from the verb root muk, to liberate, one who is liberated from bondage. Moksha, Mukta Yogya, Mukti Yogya. Individuals who are eligible for release according to Visasadvaita Vedanta. These are pure sattva, dominant individual souls, which include celestial beings, sages, and advanced human beings. Mukti Yoga, individuals who are eligible for release according to Visasadvaita Vedanta. Mukti Yoga. Mula, original primary text, also known as root, Muladhara, the root chakra, right? Muladhara, center located at the base of the spine, the seat of the root, the seat of the earth, Mula, root or source, and Adhara, to support the spiritual center at the base of the spine, where the Kundalini lies dormant. See chakra, the wheel chakra at the base of the spine, where Kundalini lies coiled like a snake. From her seat at Muladhara, Kundalini controls all the activities of the physiological system through its network of 72,000 nerves. Mula mala, the main constraint on the individual, which is called impurity of ignorance, the primary impurity. The Seva schools speaks of ignorance, anava, as the root imperfection or original defect. Mula prakriti, primordial matter, root of nature. Mula prakriti, the original germ out of which matter and all forms arose and evolved. The primary cause, it is not evolute itself, but that from which all else evolves. Mula vidya, primordial nescience. According to Advaita Vedanta, ignorance is the root cause of every appearance in the universe. Mumuksu, seeker with a burning desire for liberation. According to Visasadvaita Vedanta, there are two kinds: votaries of self-realization, Kavalya, and votaries of liberation, Moksha. Kavalya Pada and Moksha Pada, or Muksuttva. A burning desire for liberation is one of the four qualifications for a spiritual aspirant. See Sadhana Katustaya, Mundaka Upanishad. Mundaka Upanishad. Shaven Head Upanishad, since this Upanishad speaks of Brahma Vidya, or knowledge of the Absolute, as a mystery which only those with shaven heads know, thus its name. Or the instruction given in this Upanishad has the sharpness of a razor. It comes from the Atharva Veda, consists of 3 parts called Mandakas, each subdivided into 2 sections. The Upanishad draws a clear line between the high knowledge of Brahman and the lower knowledge of the phenomenal world. It describes the phenomenal world as springing from Brahman. Muni, sage, ascetic, silent one. Muni Dharma, the duties of an ascetic. According to Jainism, these duties include a strict observance of the great vows, Mahavrata, complete control over one's own body, mind, and speech, Gupti, and moderation, Samiti, Murta, form, body, Murti, embodiment, figure, image, statute, from the verb root murt, to form, to become solid. Any image of the divine, either in a temple or in a place of worship. Mosaka, mouse, the vehicle Vahana Ganesha rides upon. From the root mos, meaning to steal, said to be a symbol of the mind, or of God's grace, or of the self.